Indie Beacon Radio with hostess Rox Burkey. Welcome to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. You can send questions for each show on Twitter using the hashtag IndieBeacon. Now sit back and enjoy learning about our guest for this show.
Hey, good evening. I'm Rox Burkey, and I'm delighted this evening to be able to speak with Mary Schmidt. Mary, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So, Mary, I know that you have written several things, and I'm going to try and get through some of them, but the one that really stirs my heart the most is the one that you did a re-release on last year, When Angels Fly. And you wrote that under a pen name, essentially. Can you talk about that book a little bit, please?
I can. Actually, that was a third edition. It was completely revised, all of that stuff. The book is my baby in more ways than one because it was my very first book, and I didn't have a lot of writing creds and everything to my name at that time. So anyway, so it was released, and it's won a lot of awards, and I think rightly so, because it helps people in most every part of someone's life is touched by that book. In the beginning, it's told in three parts. The first part speaks of an abusive, toxic relationship, and that there is hope, and you can get out of a bad marriage. You can get out of the situation. You can get to a shelter, and you can be safe, and you can take your kids, and you're going to be okay. And the second part goes into my oldest son. He strangled on his umbilical cord, and so they had to induce labor, and I had to give birth to him. And then I had my rainbow baby, and he's alive. He's out in LA. He's fought the coronavirus already a few times. And then I had my youngest, Sam, and Sammy, when he was 4, he was diagnosed with cancer. He had to go to a major medical center, and I set this book out in Colorado and in cities out there, but that's not where it happened. I had to change all the names, okay? So, and I had to use pen names to write it, because in the town that I live in of 2,500 people, everybody knows everyone, and everyone actually has pretty much read the book here, and everyone knows everything, but they're not saying anything. You know, it's that kind of deal. But it needed to be written because, for one thing, losing a child is the king of loss. And unless you've lost a child, you won't understand what that's about. And you won't understand that it's a lifelong thing. It doesn't go away. It's always going to be there every day. Another thing that I would like to point out is when your child is in the hospital, especially if they're going to be there for a while, or they have a disorder or disease that's going to have them in there for a while, as a parent, you need to be as involved as possible. You need to be your child's advocate. You have the responsibility. You should go to the library, use the resources, what they have, read up on what your child's illness is, find out what's going on, see what really get into the treatment plan and be involved in your child's care. Another aspect, this comes from that particular time in 1990, and also because I worked as a nurse for many, many years. Things happen on a unit, on a hospital, any given unit, and especially on a children's unit, things can happen really fast for kids. And so if your child's nurse is late with hanging an antibiotic by 1 hour, don't worry about it. You don't know what that nurse had to take care of that was more important. They may have had a child that was coding. Anything could have happened. Those are the things to not worry about. Now, if your child has something hanging that's not even supposed to be hanging on them, then that's something you want to take the nurse, talk to your nurse and take them to a little bit to task on that. Or if they don't give your child needed pain relief within 30 minutes, that's another thing. So you need to choose your battles, because you don't want to alienate the nurses or the doctors.
Well, of course not. So when you put this book together, was it then from what I'm hearing, was it like a three-part intention that you had? One, to talk about the memory of your son, to help parents that are facing similar situations with children that are going through critical illnesses, and to make sure that you had a lifelong memory of your son. Was that the other part?
Yes. What I did was I had kept journals. I journaled the whole time, everything that's going on, and what I did is I decided I should put them into digital format for my living son so that he would be able to read it someday. He's yet to choose to read it because he has PTSD from everything that happened. He was so young. But I did that, and then I thought other people need to know what to do for their own children and how to help their own child and how to help other family members. And then the idea of putting it into a book format came out.
So how long did it take you then to construct this book? Because, I mean, this is a very long journey. This was not a fast journey. It was extended. But how long did it take you to put this book together, Mary?
I did not start doing the journal entries and putting them into digital format. I started that in 2015.
Wow.
And anyways, it was first published in 2015 as well. But it should have had a lot of edits and things, and that wasn't done. And I designed my covers and all of that stuff. And so I went through and really edited, did it really, really needed it. And then I republished it under me.
Okay.
The person that I took my book back. So I republished it. And then it was like last year, and I was talking with a friend who also does publishing, and I was thinking about taking my son's picture and putting him, having it painted.
Okay.
I wanted the cover to be digitally painted, and that's the only cover that I haven't myself done. This new cover I did not do, but all my other covers and all my other books are homemade. But I did commission somebody to actually do the paint of my son, his face. And I like it. And he inspires people. And he inspires kids too.
There you go. Now, it's a very, very special accomplishment that you have by creating this book. Now, have you had an opportunity to have multiple formats for this book, or is it only in hardback?
No, it's also in an Audible.
Okay.
And I can do that cover as well. I can send that. So it's different. It's a blue background, but I'll send that. And I have codes for anyone who's interested in the US and the UK. I have free codes that they can get a free copy of the Audible.
There you go.
They can contact me. If they go to whenangelsfly.net, they'll find where there's different links, contact, my books, whatever. And so whenangelsfly.net, and they can contact me, and I will get them the code and the directions and what to do for a free Audible.
Awesome. So, Mary, we've come to the point where we need to take a short break to hear from our sponsors. So stick around, and I want to kind of talk about some of your other books when we come back.
Okay.
Great. All right. Thanks. I'm Rox Burkey.
And I'm Charles Brakefield. We're award-winning co-authors, Brakefield and Burkey, of the Enigma book series. There are 10 books in the series, with book number 11 planned for release in January 2020.
Each story has a central technology focus ranging from identity theft to cryptocurrency and now AI wars. These adult techno thrillers pit cyber good guys against cyber thugs across the darknet.
In our world, technology is today's weapon of choice. You can enjoy ebook format, paper, or Audible. We want your feedback.
Until the next story, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, hello there, my friends. My name is Randy James, independent voiceover producer in the Dallas, Texas area, available to write and record a 30-second commercial, much like the one you're hearing right now. It's a great way to help increase awareness and exposure to your book title. It's easy to do. Simply call me and we'll brainstorm on a few ideas, and in a few hours, I'll whip something up and send you a digital file ready to use. Remember, call or text me, Randy James, at 214-762-1942.
Hello, I am the author and poet Denise Bryson. I am the author of The Things That Cross My Mind, Love's Reality, both in book and audio form. I am also noted as one of the best poets of 2011. I have two new projects coming up. One is the Blinky series, where Blinky tells us all about our coins and our bills for our children. I also have a book coming out called Say Ye. It's quotes from Denise Bryson, just inspirational and that will help you along the way.
Welcome back to Indie Beacon Radio. Don't forget to like us, follow us, or subscribe to one of our many channels. Now, here is your host for today's show.
Welcome back to Indie Beacon. I'm Rox Burkey, and I am so glad to be able to continue my conversation with Mary Schmidt. So, Mary, thank you for sticking around. Now, I know we talked about your first book, and you have been revising it, and that's awesome, but you have many other books as well. So do you want to share some of the other avenues that you have been going down?
I have over 20 books, and I've been in 3 anthologies also. One thing I would like to say is I have also a companion book. It'll be Sammy, Hero at Age 5. I'll send you that cover. It's a companion book, and it is specifically for children and teenagers. Okay. It is my son's fight with cancer, and from the point of view of a 5-year-old. That's not easy to write. It's 72 pages, and there are 12 pictures in it, so it's not very long. But he was a hero when he passed away. So my son and I worked on that together to make it where it could come from a 5-year-old with things that they remembered that they did, memories, fun things, lots of fun things. So that's for kids too. Also, we have wild squirrels that come into the yard, and my husband he started feeding them walnuts and peanuts, and they're wild because they won't come up to us, and we don't want them to do that, but they'll sure come up to the patio. And we got to thinking, well, we should write a book about them. And so we started a children's series, Shadow and Friends, Shadow being our daughter's, it's her dachshund dog, long-haired dachshund, right? And that's the shadow part. And then the friends are all the squirrels that we named our squirrels because they all have some little cut in their ears with their cutter, or they've got a stubby tail, so that's Stubby. And we make them fun names, and we make fun things for the kids. And the most recent book in this series is book 9, and I can't show you the cover, but I can kind of show you the inside. And I do all the illustrations.
And what's the title of that book, Mary?
This one is book 9, Shadow and Friends Visit the Enchanted Forest.
Yep, so Shadow and Friends is really geared toward the younger group. And what's the age range for that series?
Well, they are picture books, so you can go with younger kids if the parent's reading it. So you can go from 3 years old, and you can take it up to 10, 11 if it's a girl, 10 if it's a boy, because sometimes boys don't like some of the girl parts in the picture books, but that's what they are. And we have 2 more in the works right now in process in the series. Also, I would like to mention last year, this is Susie Heather's Secret. I'd like to talk about that book. That one is about good touch, bad touch. That one received a silver medal last fall in Miami. There's not enough books out there about good touch, bad touch. And this one, with my background, I've also included educators and parents guide in the back so that they can go through it, read it, and then they can look at the book, read it. I kept the illustrations very simple so that children wouldn't get into big, huge illustrations. As a matter of fact, it's so simple that kids, this is how simple it is. so that they don't get wrapped up in the illustrations and they actually understand what the parent's talking to them about. And I suggest using the swimsuit rule, and I also suggest using a doll with a swimsuit on, bikini for the girls and trunks for the boys. And that has helped kids already. And I have had that feedback. Also, I wrote a book called The Big Cheese Festival, which came as, won award, lots of awards too. Here it is. Well, I don't know if you can see the inside very much, but it's one that deals with bullies and how to help children who are being bullied and how to help your child have a greater self-esteem.
So the books that you've created outside of the series really are focused on trying to help parents help their children or help other educators. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. 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 I have been requested for the bully one. I was requested to go to schools and do readings.
Nice.
For that one.
Very nice.
So we did.
So again, that's a similar kind of age group.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right. And I know that you have some other books that are in the works. Are they along the same line, or are they part of the series, or kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, they'll be part of the Shadow and Friends book series. We have, I think I'm going to call it quits when we hit book 20.
Okay.
Get an 11 in the works already. I think at book 20, I'll probably put it as a set, a box set or something, because I don't know if I'll be writing still and doing illustrations after that. I may want to venture into something else. I have got a cookbook out, and I'm thinking about putting out a larger cookbook. But I have one out. I also have one out about all the national parks in the United States, all the heritage sites.
Who helps you? Who does your illustrations? Are you doing all of your own illustrations?
I do it.
Do you?
I do my covers, except for this last cover, the part of Sam. I did not do.
Okay.
I did have that hired out. Had it digitally painted, but as far as the others, I do every cover. Oh, I know. I have a screenplay based on When Angels Fly. It's called The King of Loss. And I did publish that as well.
Very nice. And when did you finish the screenplay?
The screenplay was completed in 2018, but I didn't publish it until last spring. Last year. During the summer, actually. Last summer.
I mean, you are so busy writing. I mean, it's amazing. So how did you move from writing such a moving book about your son into the children's books? Was that just natural because you have had 3 children?
4 if you count my stepdaughter, so that would be 4. And well, health-wise, I wasn't able to work anymore, and things being as they were, I had to do something.
Yeah.
I had to fill my time. And the squirrels were coming up, and I had written the Susie book and the Bullies book. And then one day it's just like, I started making memes with the squirrels. I would take their pictures and I would make memes. And they would be funny. And I was up to like 150, 200 memes, somewhere in there. And then my husband said, you should make a book of memes. And then we were talking about it, and no, we should start a book series.
I think that's awesome. I mean, to do this is so, it's so diverse of you to go through these different genres and be able to have both sides of delivering a children's book. It's just remarkable. Now, are you able to still go to schools and read to children?
When the shutdown's lifted, yes. I can do that. Yes. And I do that. I've gone to other schools. But right now, waiting until, how things
Oh,
go.
of course.
It's been a lot of fun. I have kept the pen names as Jackson and Green on these books, but I have also included M. Schmidt
Okay.
on the books. Kept the pen names because that's what was used with the first book. Since these books don't have anything to do with the memoir, the children's books, it was easy to add M. Schmidt to that. So that way, we actually connect S. Jackson, A. Raymond, and M. Schmidt together. My husband, he does not write and he does not illustrate, but he comes up with wonderful ideas. And that's what he brings to the table. He just has a lot of ideas. And so then I go and I write out a little bit, and it's like, okay, then we toss it around. Well, what do we want to do? And each book has things, but learning factors for the kids as well. But learning while they're having fun, while the animals are having fun.
And that's awesome. I mean, you guys have a great partnership. And with that, you picked a perfect point for us to pause and get another word from our sponsors. So stick around for the last segment. It's going to be the best.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jerry Reedy, author of the book Heat in the Vegas Night. The book is a true inside story of a group of sophisticated blackjack players that take large sums of money from Las Vegas, led by one man, the boss, who trained a group of ex-college athletes from the Pacific Northwest to use a mirror to see the dealer's hole card in blackjack. The true story, stranger than fiction, is about casino espionage, teamwork, guts and determination, and courage. Find the book at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Target.
Thank you for watching or listening to Indie Beacon Radio. Our sponsor, IndieLector.store, is the only bookstore that pays authors their fair share for book sales. Help authors to succeed and enjoy a great book by supporting them at IndieLector.store. Enjoy a 10% discount with coupon code SHOPPER20 at IndieLector.store. Coupon valid until December 31st, 2020. That's IndieLector.store, coupon code SHOPPER20.
What started as a love letter to her son has become an international love letter for all parents to their children. Now you can read acclaimed author Shanalee Charbonneau's story to your children. When her son was very sick, she calmed him by singing her own song to him. She turned that song into the book, My Mama Loves Me, I'm Her Little Boy. She wrote 3 more magical books for all parents and kids 6 and under. Available at Indie Lector, Amazon, and all local and national outlets.
Authors Marketing Guild is a membership-owned organization designed to help authors succeed and learn how to better market and sell themselves and their books. Join us at authorsmarketingguild.com and receive so many benefits you'll wonder why you didn't join sooner. That's authorsmarketingguild.com.
Welcome back to Indie Beacon Radio. Don't forget to like us, follow us, or subscribe to one of our many channels. Now, here is your host for today's show.
All right, so welcome back to Indie Beacon. I'm Rox Burkey, and I'm delighted to continue my conversation with Mary Schmidt. It's been awesome to this point. I am so delighted that we get to talk. So, Mary, I really want to kind of focus now on how people can engage with you or communicate with you. I mean, right now, with what we have going on in the country, you actually can't go to libraries or schools and visit one-on-one with people. But what do you have that people can reach out for?
Well, I have the easiest way for people to reach me is to go to my website, which is also my blog, and that's whenangelsfly.net. So if you go to whenangelsfly.net, there are links in the top bar for how to contact and books to look at. Everything is on them. So there is a link where you can go and you can put in your contact, your information and what you want to know, or ask me a question. It's right there in the top toolbar on my blog, my website, whenangelsfly.net.
So how often do you write material for your blog?
Oh, I'm blogging something at least every week.
Really?
And sometimes more often than that. And it's not always book related. Sometimes it's other thing. I have a nurse friend right now who's in New York City. She's actually working in Brooklyn. She went there for 21 days of 21 straight days, full on 12-hour shifts to help. And so I was writing about some of her experiences that she was having. So I do that. And I also write, I put things on the blog about how to help, things that can help other readers and writers, other writers, ideas, hints, things that I find, things that have worked for me. I sometimes will pop down a recipe. Sometimes I have an art gallery, which the link for that is on the blog, whenangelsfly.net. So you can go to the art gallery, and it's got 10 years worth of art in it. But there's a link there for it. So, I mean, Instagram, Twitter, everything, there is a link. It's just links, and you go to that, you click on links, and it has every one of them.
Awesome.
It's really easy to get in touch with me. It's just whenangelsfly.net.
Now, when things get relaxed in the country and you can get out and about again, do you have a calendar on there as well that will show if you're going to go to an event or where you might be headed to?
I keep a planner.
Okay.
It's like a Franklin Covey type thing, and it's full.
Good.
Because I have to know where I'm going and when I'm going and what I'm doing, and you have to do that anyways, so you can keep track of your mileage and all of that. For tax time.
If you had to give one tip to someone who's really aspiring to be an author, is there one thing that you think you could kind of help to nudge them along,
I would say don't worry about how it's coming out. Don't worry about your chance or anything. Just get your ideas down and keep plugging away and get it written. Just get it written.
Very nice.
And just keep doing that. And then afterwards, then give it a rest. Let it rest for a month or so. And then look at it and start editing. Just get it written. Don't worry about your punctuation or any of that. You could take care of that afterwards.
Very good. So I have another question that I just thought about, and that was when you do the series Shadow and Friends, do you do the graphics first or do you do the story first?
I do the story. I do a little outline, and typically it's 24 small paragraphs, 2-3 sentences maximum for each page. Because these are full-size 8.5. They're full-size books. So I do that. Although, we both do that because we put in ideas. And our computers are right next to each other, so we're doing that. And then I decided on how the cover is going to look. And from the cover, then I start doing my inside. But I do the cover first, graphic-wise, before I start the pages, because the cover will bring out what we want people to see, kids to see. And we donate a lot of books too. So we donate to preschools and we donate to the grade schools, locally and the library.
I know everybody appreciates that a lot too. There are a lot of kids that can get enjoyment, especially out of the books that you write for kids. It's a really great talent that you have.
Thank you. There have been some books that I've actually just left on some porches in the neighborhood because I knew they had kids, and I knew they had kids that were homeschooling, and they sometimes need something different to read. So I kind of was doing my little walk around the neighborhood with nobody else. I had my mask on and bringing my oxygen, and I just left books.
Well, Mary, I've got to tell you, this has been so fun and so exciting for me. It is an honor to have a chance to meet you and talk with you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. And it's been great talking with you too.
Thank you for listening to Indie Beacon Radio, where creative souls can find help in marketing their creations. To learn more about Indie Beacon services, to be a guest on the show, or to advertise on our show, please visit our website.
Indie Beacon Radio with hostess Rox Burkey.
Indie Beacon Radio is produced by B. Allen Bourgeois for Authors Marketing Guild LLC, copyright 2020. Voiceover by Randy James, Lydia Bello, and B. Allen Bourgeois. To be a sponsor of the show or for more information, please email us at info@authorsmarketingguild.com. To be interviewed for the show, please complete the form at radio.authorsmarketingguild.com. Music Always Rejoice by Ramcord